So we're back on the battlefield. This time around we're back with another map on the CTE. We got to test out Rupture, and this is going to be out at some point in March for everybody else. So we're just going to do a bit of testing, make sure everything works, make sure everything's right and proper. By the time you get the map, then all the balancing and all that sort of stuff should be done, and you should be able to just hop in and have yourself some fun. Now today we're going to cover two of the weapons that I mentioned in the previous video that I've started unlocking, and we'll start off with the sniper rifle. This is the Lebel Model1886 sniper. Now obviously it's a French weapon. Now unfortunately Simtic or even Battlefield Companion app doesn't really have any stats because I think it's just too early for it. So if you do happen to come across this video later down the line and you think, hang on a minute, there's already some stats on the Battlefield Companion app, then go ahead and just post a comment, give me a link there, and I'll be glad to put it into the description for later down the line for whoever's looking for some stats for this weapon. Now the little sort of amount of stats that we have is the in-game stats, which is the rate of fire is 56. It's got 8 bullets and you carry a total of 24 bullets. There's a little bit more info on the wiki page, like the effective firing range for this was 400 meters. There was 3.5 million of these made, almost 3.5 million of them made. And the barrel length and things like that, like the barrel length was about 80 centimeters and the total length of the weapon was 130 centimeters, and the muzzle velocity for this was about 610 to 700 meters a second. At the end of the day, I think most of you that use sniper rifles in Battlefield 1, you know it's all about that sweet spot, and for me, this one, it looks to me like it's going to be sort of 65 to 95 meters. That's kind of where the sweet spot for this is going to be. And judging by the sort of chart that we have in-game for this weapon, when you choose it, and you'll have a few stats there. Damage 100, accuracy is going to be 100, hip fire sort of around 20-ish, what it looks like, and control probably is going to be around sort of 40-50. So what do you have to do to get this weapon? Well, it's simple. Get yourself in game, get the Russian sniper equipped, get 5 headshots with it in 1 round. Also get 10 spot assists with the periscope trench gadget thingy. Once you've done that, you'll be rewarded with this rifle. Now if you think scopes are for sissies, then you also have another variation of this weapon to have. So you'll have the Lebel Model1886 infantry. For this one you'll have to perform 50 kills with the Gewehr 95 infantry and perform 20 spot flare assists, and you will be rewarded with the infantry variation of that weapon. Now I did enjoy using this rifle, but one of the things that I really found a bit disturbing in CTE was the ability for you to resupply your own grenades. Now, what do you mean resupply your own grenades? Well, you simply throw your grenade and 30 seconds, a minute later or whatever it is, you'll have another grenade. I hope that's just a bug and somebody's forgot to push a button or type in another line of code and saying turn that shit off, because that's not really going to be a feature. I mean, there's enough grenade spam in Battlefield 1 as it is. That doesn't need to be a feature where you can sort of get your own grenade back sort of a minute later or whatever it's going to take. And don't really take that long for you to get it back. And trust me, on the map that we played, on the other day there was Fort Vox, and like I said, that's basically Locker or Operation Metro. Imagine everybody having extra grenades. Well, not extra, endless amounts of grenades. I just hope that that guy's just forgot to put in another line of code in there and just forgot to turn that off, because there's just no way that that should be a feature in the patch or an update in Battlefield 1. Now that being said, back to the map itself. Well, the map itself is nothing really too complicated, nothing really too fancy. It's just a simple map, simple design. If you're a pilot, you're probably going to love the map because it's going to be nice and open so you can get tons of kills, but at the same time, you can be hunted down by an AA gun over and over again because there simply isn't anywhere for you to hide. There's not going to be any mountains, there's no buildings, there's no trees, there's no basically nothing where you can hide off. And the map itself is not that big, so chances are that an AA from one side of the map or the other will be able to reach you easily. Now don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. You can still have your funds in the plane. I did have mine, and trust me, you can go 30, 40, 50 and 0 without you really being bothered by the AA as long as you know what you're doing. Now the next weapon that we're going to talk about is going to be for the assault, and that's going to be the ribeyrolles 1918 automatic carabine. Or if that name's a little bit confusing for you, then just call it the Rick Rolled weapon, because why not? Now if you want to get yourself this weapon, it's pretty simple. Perform 50 kills with the Automatico M1918 factory. That's going to be fairly easy. And then you also have to get another 20 headshots by using the MP18 optical. Getting those kills with the Automatico is going to be fairly an easy job, then you know what you're doing with that one. But getting those 20 headshots with the optical is going to be a little bit tougher than what you might expect, because for me personally, I found that it was easier for me to hip fire than actually getting the actual headshots by scoping and looking through the scope and using the optics on it and things like that, because it doesn't really have one of the best optics But still, you need to use it and you need to get your 20 headshots. But for me, like I said, it was just easier for me to hip fire. And I got it done within a couple of matches. I think realistically, the one thing that we really wanted to see when it comes down to the next assault weapon is something just to compete with the Automatico. It's just a way for you to have some different kind of weapon out there instead of what you had, the M16s in Battlefield 3, or you had the AEK or whatever. You had all those fast firing weapons where everybody sort of used the same weapon over and over again because it's just the best weapon. I think that's kind of what I wanted to see in this one, just a little bridge between this and the Automatico, because the one thing that this competes with is it competes with the MP18. Now the MP18 has a 550 fire rate, this has a 550 fire rate. The only thing that this will do better, it will be better at ranges because it comes equipped with that bipod. Now even though on the official wiki page it says that this weapon had a fire rate of 550 to 600, I think DICE could have pushed the envelope just a little bit here, just sort of making this a bit more faster firing, just giving it a bit more of a difference between the MP18 and this one, just having them a bit different, so you have a bit of an option for you to choose something when it comes down to, rather than just going in, yep, I can't wait to unlock the Automatico and then that's it. If this would have had a little bit more of a fire rate, maybe this would have been a good contender to have another weapon that people will use different things and sort of creates and gives you a bit more sort of variety in the game. One of the things I found myself doing after a couple of matches is going back to the Automatico. Just simply isn't enough for this weapon to keep me entertained for that amount of time. It's just not really got anything going for itself, and I found myself losing towards the Automatico every single time I went into a gunfight. Unless it was a really longer ranges where I had the time to sort of set up and put my bipod down and things like that, maybe I would get the better of you just because I have the range and I have a bit more of a chance to use it as sustained fire and things like that, and it's going to be better. But overall, I went back using the Automatico, and I felt that by using the Automatico I could be more useful to my team, I could do way more damage to them, and I just felt that I was doing a lot better by using that weapon than anything else. That's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, the map itself. You let me know what you think of the guns, let me know some of the things that you're looking forward to the French DLC to get your hands on. And also there's a little clip right at the end there which is about a minute or so long, where one man takes on the behemoth, so you don't want to miss that. Enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.
Guys, I just bought the Char 2 with my periscope.
On a lancé! Attention! On a lancé! Sortez-vous!